Hello, everyone. Welcome to our past life reading. We are looking at past life oracle cards. This is the guidebook in case you are looking for a deck to work with that has to do with your past life. I've had this deck for a very long time, so it's a great deck to use. This is what it looks like, just to show you some of the pictures. Those of you that like tuning into my messages, I know I always like to share my decks just in case somebody is looking for a deck and this resonates with their energy and what they're looking for. Right, so I'm going to clear my deck because it's been a while since I've used this deck. I don't use it very often, but I was pulled to use it, so I felt like it was important to use. We are going to do three piles and we're going to expand the piles. So, which means you're going to pick a card from each pile, and then we're going to work off of your pile. Okay. So, pull what resonates to you, and I'll show you how we're going to do this with other decks. Okay. So we're going to use the telepathy cards as well, and we're going to do a deep dive into your past life. Okay. So, which one pulls to you? And we're going to start with card one. Okay, so in your past life, you uh, you are called to work on things related to forgiveness. Okay, so for some of you, when it comes to forgiveness, you may have a hard time with forgiving. Right? It may be something that you need to do in this lifetime that you wasn't able to do in your last lifetime. Right? Galactic, yeah. So you are looking to the universe to help you with forgiveness. You're looking to um, a higher realm to help you with understanding maybe false energies that you've been subjected to. Right? You may feel like you carry a heaviness around with you and you just want it to be light. You just want to let it go. So your energy is reminding you that you're still working on things from your past life that has to do with forgiveness. Whatever happened in your past life, you're still working on that energy of letting things go. All right, so food and hunger. Okay, so you might find yourself in situations where you're struggling, in situations where things are not, they don't come easy for you. You might have some situations where things work out well, and then other situations where you're struggling, right? You might not have the money that you need to buy expensive foods, but you might have the money that you need to buy the essentials, the things that keep you from starving kind of thing, right? So you might want to experience this lifestyle, but instead your needs are being met so that you can be in this lifestyle over here. And the universe is saying to you that forgiveness is what you need to work on to change that energy, to grow a healthier energy into your lifestyle and into your path. Okay. When we work on forgiveness of self, when we work on forgiveness of others, we we send out into the universe love. We send out into the universe cutting of cords, right? We send out into the universe gratitude for the situation and of freeing it from us. When you work on that energy, you then start to manifest the things that you want versus just receiving the things that you need. Okay. Not to say that needs aren't good. Needs are amazing. Needs help us to get by. But if you are wanting to work on making things better in your life, you got to let go of the things that pull your energy back. So forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others allows you to let that go, right? Give it to the universe, set it free, let it go. Okay. Know that the situations that you're dealing with will change. They will get better. There's no need to worry because the situation will improve, right? What seems like struggles right now will get better. And for some of you, you may have dealt with this. You may have dealt with being hungry and not having food. And this is something that you may have dealt with in your past life. You may have an issue with food and you don't really quite understand why you have an issue with food. And it could be because in a past life, maybe you didn't have the resources and food was very scarce and you went hungry a lot, right? So you might have this energy around food and not having worrying that you're not going to have enough and worrying about your needs, right? And your cards are telling you to open your heart up to forgiveness, forgive the situation even if you're not really sure of it, and to send it to the universe, give it back to the universe for forgiveness and love and healing. For card 2, your energy goes back to Egypt. Interesting. Mine does too. My energy always goes back to Egypt. And I found it really interesting studying religion and studying Bible and everything. A lot of it goes back to Egypt. So card 2, your energy is Egypt. So it goes back to karmic relationships. Okay, things that took place in the past, people that you're running into in this life right now are from your past, right? Situations you might meet people and they just feel like you have known them before, and it's because there is a karmic relationship here. There's something that takes place way, way back further than what you even realize. Okay. And this relationship is something that is um, unresolved from a past situation. So for some of you, this relationship that you're in, it might feel like there's unfinished business, and it's because it goes back further than what just this lifetime situation is. So if you have a karmic relationship, there are certain elements that you need to face and that you need to release to help this relationship to unfold in a healthy way, right? Certain fears that you might need to release. There might be things there that you fear and you're not even understanding why. And it could be because, like, for example, say this person died in war, right? So you have this energy, this person's in your life now, and you have this fear that you're never going to see them again, right? There's this unanswered fear that you can't really relate to as to why you're afraid this person is going to leave and you're never going to see them again. And it could relate to the karmic relationship of how the relationship ended in a past life. Okay. So this goes back quite a while. Um, okay, so confirmation there with the dogs. Yeah. So there's a lot that needs to be addressed in this situation that is not in the present. Okay, it has to do with your past. So for some of you, traveling to Egypt or doing some digging into Egypt might help trigger certain memories, certain understandings. Yeah, you are to have trust and faith in this situation with this relationship, right? There's so many things that haven't quite unfolded yet. So you're being guided to have trust and faith that everything is working out, that all those old energies are going to come to the surface and they're going to be released, and you're going to notice the connection to the past, and that's going to help you with this energy that you're trying to shift. Okay, and for card 3, you have farm, right? So your past life energy has to do with farming, taking care of animals, raising a family. For some of you, I got the message of fighting for your land. So like land might be very important for you right now. You might be very protected, protective over your land in your space. You might be a person who refuses to allow certain things to happen on their property or certain things to be taken from them in this lifetime, like selling of certain land, like family farms, things like that, because you in a past life had to struggle to keep your land, to hold on to your heritage, to build, right, a foundation for your family. So for a lot of you, you might be drawn to animals, you might be drawn to working on a farm. It might just feel home to you because that's what you did in a past life. So it's a familiar energy for you. And it just makes you feel happy, and it's something that you just automatically are good at because you've done it before, right? So transportation, your energy has to do a lot with like I feel like there's a city and a farm energy here. Like I feel like you might maybe in farming you're working as like a dairy farmer, for example. So you're transporting a lot of milk and you're doing a lot of, um, what do you call it, business, right? So I feel like in this lifetime, your farming energy could be a lot around business. You could be doing a lot when it comes to transporting goods, maybe breeding animals, livestock, things like that. So you are traveling, but you're traveling as a business perspective, not really as like your life perspective because you're tied down because you have a farm. So you can't exactly, trans um, transport things easily. Like you have dedications. So transportation, this comes in here as like you're used to struggles. So you're used to having to face struggles. You're used to the things not working out for you in an easy way, and you're used to having to struggle to get yourself to a certain place, and that's because in the past, you were in a situation where um, the transportation, getting back and forth wasn't exactly easy, so that energy could still be stuck in your energy field as of right now. So the best thing to do for that is to remind yourself that um, the path that comes to you will come to you with ease. Okay, just keep telling yourself that what doesn't work out today will work out tomorrow. Okay, always make a plan B. If you plan A, make a plan B. That way you release some of that stress and tension, so you don't feel like you are stuck in a situation. Okay, your angels are watching over you in this situation. They're watching over your livelihood, um, your home, your children, your family. Like in this situation, your angels are reminding you of how things are meant to work out in your life. Okay, you just got to take your time and do one thing at a time, is what I'm hearing. All right, so in the first one, we have male and female. Okay, so you are being reminded that um, forgiveness, see how they're not facing each other. There's this like grudge, there's this like negative energy here. You're being reminded that it's important for you to forgive. Forgive yourself. Okay, that's the inner masculine and feminine within you. But also forgive this other person, right? Some things are just not worth they're just not worth holding on to that energy, and it causes a lot of things to not work out for us because we hold on to that energy. So whatever the situation is, you don't have to speak to this person, but you can still forgive them from a distance. You can still ask your heart to forgive them. You can still ask your angels to help you forgive them, or God to help you to forgive them. You can still bring in forgiveness and let the situation go and watch how it transforms these negative energies that are holding you back. Health. So, yeah, this one here, you're being reminded that the karmic relationships, they pull in a lot of tension. They pull in a lot of unresolved pain, and as you are being asked to trust and have faith in the universe to resolve this situation, the trust and the faith that you give to the universe will also help you in return with your health. Because if you're worrying, if you're unhappy, if you're distressed, that's not going to help you with your overall being. Okay, so you are being guided in this situation to trust in your angels and to call in healing for not just yourself but for your significant person, right? Call in healing for yourself and for others, so that you can feel um, you can feel the karmic situation release and become harmonious. Okay, that's the goal, is to release what was unresolved in this energy field and bring in peace and love, right? And forgiveness for the situation, however it played out, right? It feels like for you, the situation was very unfair in your past life. It wasn't something that you had any control over. So in this situation, you're being asked to release any fears that feel like they're not from this lifetime, right? Fears that might not make sense to you that you feel like you need to release, and that will bring in the health that you and the other person needs to release the energies that are not serving you. And card 3, you have orphan. Okay, so in this situation, the energies show that um, you may have been in a past life, you may have been an orphan. You may have been somebody that was maybe sold. I know, like there were children that were sold many, many years ago, um, through transportation to farmers to help on their farms and things like that. And so you might have a deep, deep desire to help people. You might have a deep desire to help people feel like they are a part of the family, right? You might want people to not feel like they're not wanted or they're not loved, okay? Because that might be something that you carry within you as an unresolved issue. You might be able to feel what it feels like to to be an orphan, right? You might be able to relate to that energy. Even in this lifetime, maybe you have been orphaned by certain people or like the black sheep or the family. But in this lifetime, you have the ability to help people to not feel this way, right? Your angels are using the situation that you are in to help you not feel this way and to help others to feel loved and accepted. Okay, let's take a look at your shadow work. So, yeah, see, in pain, find healing and deeper connection to the self. Okay, so for forgiveness, you have a lot of grief in this situation. You're being asked to work on forgiveness, whether it's self pain, self love, pain from childhood, but your past life is has a lot to do with grief, and it has a lot to do with forgiveness in this situation that has hurt you, right? As you learn to forgive, you learn to release these energies that don't serve you, and that releasing will help bring in the true energies of healing and happiness and abundance. Okay, obscurities in the unknown, there's room for endless possibilities. Yeah, so this one here, obscurities, is all about, like we said, not knowing what happened in this situation. You know, it feels like this was a situation that you had no control over, and there was no closure because there was no control over the situation. So I feel like in this obscurity, it's asking you to have faith and trust because the, the situation is unknown, right? You may not fully understand the whole connection and how deep it truly is, and the universe is working with you to resolve this issue. So you're being guided to be open to the help from the universe to assist you in this situation. Okay, so trust and have faith in this situation because it's deeper than just what you're in right now. It goes deeper than that. So each time you have trust, each time you let it go to the universe is working on everything that was stored from the past. Okay. And then 3, attachment. True growth requires letting go. Yeah, so you are being reminded that um, certain attachments to certain things could be because of your past. It could be because of things that you've witnessed or that you've experienced in yourself, right? That might lead to certain attachments that you have right now in your life, certain attachments to possessions, certain attachments to um, maybe like for example, you're a farmer and it's time for you to sell because nobody wants to take this farm, nobody wants to take over the responsibilities, and you're having a really, really hard time with selling. You're having a real hard time with letting it go, but you know at the same time that you're too old to continue to do the work, right? So that's what it means by like attachments is where does that energy go to? Where is it originating from? Set with your energy. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Where is this coming from? Right? A lot of it could be just from your past life situation, and a lot of times all you truly need is just awareness. You just need awareness that, oh my goodness, this resonates with me. This feels like what I truly feel. I felt like an orphanage, but I was never orphaned, but why did I feel like it? So allow yourself to resonate with the energy, allow yourself to receive the message that's coming in here on PAL 3 because sometimes our past lives can be blocked and we might not know why we feel a certain way until something triggers them, and then those emotions make sense to us and then we can set with them and then we can release them, and then the attachment that we have in this lifetime also is released with the situation that was attached to us from a past lifetime. Okay, so attachment problems can often come very easily from from not being able to identify with why we feel a certain way. So take time to sit and think about why you feel this way. Shame, yeah, embrace your flaws. They are a part of your unique story. So again, self-forgiveness. When it comes to pile one, forgiving yourself, if you have shame in your energy field, it's hard to forgive yourself when you have shame, but you have to remind yourself that no one is perfect. Everybody is making mistakes. That's how we learn. But if you're holding on to the fact that you made mistakes, then you're not accepting the lessons from those mistakes. So allow yourself to let go of the shame because let me tell you something. If you are feeling shame, then somebody can use that against you. And then in return, you do not have your true energy. You're not whole. You're not embracing your true energy. You're giving it away to an outside source. So set with this shame, uh, uh, let it go with forgiveness and remind yourself that no one's perfect. Okay, nobody has a perfect situation. And if they do, they're lying. Like there's something, so, like we've all done something, whether it was from our childhood or whatever. So allow yourself to let go of this energy of shame and use it for love, right? Send out love and desire. Harness its power to manifest dreams, not delusions. Yeah. So, what do you desire, card two, pal two? What do you desire in your life? Focus on your situation in the present moment and how you can use it to help you trust the universe more, help you to let go of worry and doubt, and help you to step into a good energy of healing. Insecurity, again, yeah, attachment. Your worth is intrinsic and unchanging. So intrinsic and unchanging. So there's a lot of insecurities with PAL 3 when it comes to attachments and identifying who you truly are. If you have any insecurities, you want to ask yourself why. Why are these insecurities here? What has happened that has caused these insecurities? Right? See if any of these insecurities, um, telepathy. We're going to use telepathy cards next. See if any of these insecurities are unknown. If you have insecurities and you don't know where they're coming from and you honestly can't figure out in this lifetime why you have these insecurities, take time to set with your energy and ask your energy to take you back, to follow the trail back to where these insecurities come from. Allow yourself to be open to past life experiences and situations so that you can see where these insecurities may have arrived from, right? If you were an orphan, you had lots of insecurities, right? Because you don't have any family to support you, right? You don't feel loved, you feel abandoned, which would definitely cause insecurities and a lot of a lot of attachment issues whenever you are able to achieve something, right? So take time to set with this energy, take time to look at the situation, um, take time to assess the situation. For a lot of you, you may have been very attached to a situation that involved animals and family and things, and maybe your life changed and you had to move, and because of you having to move, it feels like you've become an orphan to your new life, right? You might have been used to maybe grandparents or family or being able to communicate with animals and things like that, and then all of a sudden you were picked up and transported to a whole different situation where you're not used to, right? So for some of you that can cause um, insecurity issues. Maybe it can cause attachment issues to where you're not attached to anybody. You're just kind of like what they call like drifting, so definitely take time with your emotions, notice where they're coming from and how they're affecting you, and the importance of how you're feeling in this situation. That's really, really important. Ask your angels to show you and guide you in the direction that you need to go in when addressing your underlying issues. Okay, so past life can be from our past life before we were this lifetime. It can go back way, 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 way back. Past life can also be a life that you're no longer living. It could be a transformation that you've done, and it can be things that you need to let go of, such as like a divorce, or if you moved, and started a new life for yourself, right? That can also represent like a past life energy as well. Anything that's no longer active in your present moment, but is still holding on with the energies can be part of a past life energy situation that can be affecting you in this present moment right now. Okay, so looking at your telepathy card, you have intense. The intensity of a true soul connection includes highs and lows. Okay, so this situation has a lot of intense feelings. There's a lot of unresolved pain. There's a lot of emotions in this situation. And again, it can go way back to, not feeling loved, secured. Um, it can go way back to grieving for a better life, or grieving over a situation or a person that has caused a lot of um, trauma in your life, right? So intensity, you are being told to acknowledge this situation. Take time to acknowledge everything in this situation. What do you need to transform? What do you need to look at, see, allow, emotionally feel so that you can release it? Openness. Be open to receive divine guidance in relationships. Yeah, see, you're being told to trust and have faith, right? Be open to receive divine guidance in your relationship. Be open to understanding that you may not have a full understanding of your relationship as of right now. A lot, if it's tied to the past, to a karmic relationship of the past, you may not truly understand it, and is still there's a lot that still needs to be worked out, and that's why the universe is saying have trust and faith, okay, in the universe, in the angels, in the situation, because it's more than what you can see at the present moment. It's more than what you realize, right? So you might not be able to control the situation because certain things have to work out energetically. The bond of love grows stronger over time. Okay, so in pile 3, you are working at uh, seeing the situation from a place of love, especially self-love. Self-love comes in here really strong for you. It's very, very important that you are working with self-love so that this bond, this situation that you're working on, that orphan energy turns into a link of self-love and of wholeness, right? the feeling like you belong. Okay, your card is all about linking all of this together. The bond of love grows stronger over time. So you're being guided to give this situation some time. Don't rush the situation, but observe your emotions and your feelings right now, and how they link together. How do they link together with your knowing? How do they link together with your situation? How do they link together with um, what you're dealing with? And how can you use the love in this situation to help move through this so that it comes out with a better understanding of things. Okay, so it's very hard to grow love with someone who is an orphan because they're very closed off, they're very protected, right? So this energy is reminding you that you may struggle with love, and that's okay. It will work its way out the more you are able to link these emotions together and understand where they're coming from and why you feel this way. Okay, so I hope this has helped you. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of our reading. Again, this will resonate with some of you, and for some of you, it won't because it is a past life reading, and every past life can be very, very different. So I know that this reading will reach whoever it is meant to reach. And thank you so much for being here and allowing me to do this reading for you, and many, many blessings to you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.